Hello, Martin Popoff here, back for another call for votes. This is for something we like to call Overkill Rewind. We've done a bunch of these through the 70s, through the 80s. We're just kind of picking apart the years. Personally, I'm really happy that my last one was 1970 because that is basically the root of heavy metal, the invention of heavy metal. So now we have the basis. I don't know if we're ever going to do anything before 1970. I would argue maybe we shouldn't do anything before 1970. But for this one, we're going to move forward a few years to 1975. I think it's a pretty cool year in heavy metal. Obviously, the argument goes, as time goes on, where does heavy metal actually start? I think it starts in 1970, but there are a lot of arguments for people saying heavy metal starts with metal, which is kind of 1983, maybe with something like Metallica Kill 'Em All. So are these the proto-metal years? I don't know. I mean, we've done a lot of episodes on the 70s, and there have been a lot of great albums that, most people are pretty much, on the same page that these are heavy metal albums. So enough about that. One thing I love about this one, I'm not going to give it away, and I don't know where they're going to come out in this, but two of my favorite albums of all time, I usually, when people ask me these things, I usually jockey them number one and number two. So pretty much my number one and number two favorite albums of all time across all genres came out in 1975. So the drill is for this, you've all done this lots of times before. In the comments section below, we want you to make one choice. Pick your favorite or the most important or the best or the most substantial number one top heavy metal album of 1975. We're going to compile all the votes. We're going to come back with an episode on this where we're going to look at the top 5 in reverse order. We're going to mention a few honorable mentions, and I'll probably bring up a few things like I always do. It's my favorite part of doing these things, where I mention some stuff that didn't make the grade that I thought were great albums at the same time. So there you go, the official call for votes, top 5 heavy metal albums of 1975. It's time for you, the viewers, to go to work.